everyone, today I wanted to talk about disengagement, or when someone has checked out, and this could be in your personal world or in the professional space. So in your personal world, it could be your relationship that you're in, where either you or your partner has checked out of your relationship, or it could be your children that are withdrawn and you just can't seem to connect with them. And in the professional world, it could be where you as an employee or even a business owner has checked out of the role that you're in and the environment that you operate in, commonly known as disengagement. Now, it takes a long time for someone to get to that point where they have checked out. In other words, they're not engaged anymore. They're not proactively participating. They're standing back and they're doing the bare minimum to function. And along the way, we miss the signs because we don't pay careful attention. We don't regularly check in with the other person, personal or professional, or even with ourselves as to what is going on and what is contributing to us checking out of that environmental situation. Generally, the common things that come up is not feeling valued, not feeling appreciated, not feeling like your contribution is being acknowledged and valued, and not feeling like your voice is being heard. So in other words, you're feeling invisible, or you're feeling unimportant, or you're feeling like the person or people don't care about you, they don't value. And as I said, this happens over a period of time. It doesn't just happen overnight. And so the key thing here is, in both situations, personal and professional, is to constantly have regular check-ins with the other person or people in the environment as to where they are at and what is going on. And so if you've worked with me in the workplace, you would have often heard me say, bringing the human back, bringing that human element back. And I'm seeing it more and more in the platforms and the organizations that I'm working with, especially in the digital world now, where it's been challenging to bring that human back, to keep that corporate culture going, to keep that personal connection going, to build that team environment and that team rapport. And I'm seeing it in relationships with couples that I work with around how their relationship is just functioning at an operational level. In other words, we get by doing the bare minimum, the household chores, paying the bills, taking care of the kids, but there's very little depth to the connection in the relationship. And communication is key. If we don't communicate, we lose connection. So communication equals connection. Connection equals relational safety. Relational safety being the space between two people, personal or professional, and that's where the emotional safety or psychological safety happens, where we feel safe. In other words, on an emotional level, we feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to speak up and speak out about what's going on for us, or what's working, what's not working, and to be able to give that feedback. And when there's a toxic environment, so toxic corporate culture, or relationship between employees, or even a leader and an employee, or when there's a toxic environment in our personal space, we ultimately end up shutting down, withdrawing, and being disengaged. In other words, we've checked out. And that is where we start losing employees in our corporate space or organizational space, and that's when relationships start falling apart. So don't underestimate the value and the importance of building relationships and keeping that connection going when it comes to your personal and your professional relationships. Because people will go where they feel welcome, but people will stay where they feel valued.